Today I'm gonna talk about the three famous Hyper Underbones, comparing the Suzuki Raider R150, Yamaha Sniper 150, and the Honda RS150R, so stick around. Firstly, it's pretty much obvious already kung ano ang tatlong motor na nabanggit ko, and you already know what they're capable of. I have tried all of it and personally owned one of the three, but I will only tell you technical details and character rather than palabanan ng top speed and all dahil pares lang naman silang 150cc. Let me give you a brief background on how the tagline Hyper Underbone was made. Hindi siya specific class of motorcycles but rather a certain type of motorcycle in Asia only. Parang flat tracker or chopper sa US. Bigla lang nagpakita out of nowhere, then it became popular. Here in Asia, mopeds and small underbone motorcycles ranging from 100 to 125 cc's are popular dahil it's light, easy to use, fuel efficient, and nearly bulletproof ang makina. Dahil sobrang simple lang ang mechanical design. But the problem is these machines are too practical and too boring. Walang thrill, walang excitement, walang adrenaline. And that idea paved way to the idea of Hyper Underbones. Slap a big 150cc engine from a standard bike to a moped or underbone. Suzuki is the first and the one who created this class. They introduced the first Hyper Underbone back in 2003 and this was an Asian sensation. With a raw 150cc engine on a lightweight underbone frame, it was dangerously fast, plus no ABS. Even sa Europe, wala kang makikitang ganon dahil mostly 125 ang nasa EU regulations. Fast forward today and the Raider R150 has evolved and still dominates the Hyper Underbone class, with its GSX R150 engine producing nearly 19 horsepower on a small motorcycle. It's a true definition of a pocket rocket. The second Hyper Underbone that appeared due to this new segment is Yamaha's T-Series. A Sniper has emerged out from the bushes and targeting the Raider R150 itself. Yamaha shied out on the first generation and limited it to 135cc for economy, but later upgraded it to a 150cc unit. Fast forward today and the Sniper 150 is a Hyper Underbone with comfort rather than all-out aggression. It has power but provides an upright riding stance for overall everyday comfort. The third contender is from Honda and came out too little too late, as they are more busy selling scooters than being competitive, and the market has somehow settled into the two options. Honda introduced the Sonic 150 or the RS150R in 2015. Surprisingly, it looks like a Raider from another mother. It produces the same power as the Raider R150 carbureted version but has fuel injection for better input. But it was too late as the Raider has evolved later onto fuel injection version. Honda also did try to compete against the Sniper 150 and introduced the Supra 150 or the GTR 150 to balance comfort and power. Fast forward today and the RS150R is merely a nuisance sa Philippine market. Hindi ito kasing sikat kagaya ng dalawa and it was only an option if you want to try something different. Also, Honda will release the GTR 150 soon locally and will rebrand it either as the Wave 150R or the Dream 150. What a very ugly name, and sadly they will release the remaining old models from Indonesia. Really, Honda Philippines, ginawa mong tiyanggean ang Philippine market? Now let's compare the three. By the way, I would like to take this opportunity to remind you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos every week. And thank you all for your support. First in, let's start with the most powerful of the bunch. The Suzuki Raider R150 Fi, the daddy of the Hyper Underbone class, the undisputed king of pocket rockets. The GSX R147cc twin-cam engine is detuned for mercy, producing 18.3 horsepower at the end of the rainbow at 10,000 RPM. Torque is rated 13.8 Nm, which is also found at the end of around 8.5 thousand RPM. Pretty much this engine is tuned for top-end blast and can do around 145 km/h plus with the help of a 6th gear. That is if you even have the balls to do so. Plus the exhaust growls loudly, especially the carb version. Buti na lang it's underbone, which makes it easy to launch from stop and go dahil if standard motorcycle ito, mangangarag ang makina dahil tuned ang makina for mid and top end power. Thanks to fuel injection and liquid cooling, hindi na siya gas hungry katulad ng carbureted version. Consumption can range from 45 km per liter as long as kalmado ka lang sa silinyador. And stay on the lower revs dahil once na nagkamote mode ka, fuel consumption can go as low as 37 km per liter, parang carb version. The machine weighs like a 125 motorcycle. Featherweight at 109 kilograms, combine mo ang power to weight ratio and para ka ng naka 250cc na motor, which why it can accelerate fast and reach speeds more than 145 kilometers per hour, especially if magaan ka pa. The Raider has an agile handling dahil lightweight ito, but careful though, dahil sa sobrang gaan, it can be unstable sa high speeds. And I would not recommend to lean down sa corner too much with its skinny stock tires. Proper and larger tires ang pinapaka-best first upgrade mo sa Raider, hindi yung muffler. You need to invest on better handling in exchange for top speed. The Raider has evolved even sa form factor niya. It looks like a Falcon. The design is sharp but still retaining the cues of the original Raider. It is now using a LED headlamp setup with a daytime running light sa top portion. I'm not fond of it and mas prefer ko pa if they would make it look like a GSX-R. Alike, gaya sa rear end portion ng motor. Small details that I love about the updated Raider is that na-inherit niya ang Suzuki PC Start system, which is usually found only sa premium bikes, and small compartments sa front for storing small items, candies, or food. The only downside ng Raider is it's not stable sa open highway speeds, and you would feel ang hampas ng hangin if you are not careful. Also, it's not as comfortable as a standard motorcycle or moped. It is using a raised, sporty clip-ons and ang pressure ng katawan mo ay pressed sa wrist mo. If mag-long drive ka, definitely ramdam mo ang bigat sa kamay. Plus, vibration sa humps ng kalsada due to its skinny front tires and suspension. Overall, it is a pocket rocket machine. Yun ang karakter ng Raider, and if you want to know more, check out the link below. Next is the coveted Sniper 150, the only Hyper Underbone that challenged the venerable Raider from its early years. Equipped with the reliable LC4V engine, 149cc single cam 4-valve setup producing 15.4 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 13.8 Nm of torque at 7,000 RPM. The engine is somehow tuned for mid-range balance but have enough power on the top end, governed by 5 gears only, but the 5th gear is long to achieve a better top speed which can reach around 130 km per hour or more if you have the skill. The engineers designed the unit for everyday street use, yet may power para sa spirited riding. Yes, it is not as powerful as the Raider yet, dahil this was originally designed to combat the carb version of the Raider. Soon enough, ang next generation ng LC150 ay hihiramin din ang makina ng R150 with variable valve timing, and this would become as powerful as the Raider 150Fi. For what it is now, it's a balanced Hyper Underbone. It has usable power for everyday use, yet it is comfortable enough to mingle with dahil sa upright riding stance. It's comfortable still kahit under braking dahil flat ang angle ng kamay mo, hindi subsob gaya ng Raider. Yamaha focused more on riding quality and handling. It has bigger comfy seat, uses a backbone frame like a standard motorcycle for overall rigidity, and a bigger front and rear tire for overall stability and corner handling, in exchange for top speed. You can achieve 47 km per liter or more if you are going below 5,000 RPM. But if nagkamote mode ka, it can go as low as 39 km per liter. It's not as efficient as the new LC4V VVA engine, but back then it was golden numbers already sa mundo ng carburetor, but that was before. The Sniper is facelifted for 2019 and most likely inuubos na lang ni Yamaha ang units nila to pave way for the all-new Sniper 155 VVA. The facelifted version retains most of what you know and love about the Sniper's form factor. Still macho looking pa rin siya, especially on the rear and midsection of the bike. It looks like a sport bike cut to half and repurposed for something else. The only difference that you will notice is the new LED headlamp. That is very nice dahil tinanggal nito ang standard looks like ng moped. The thing that hindi ko nagustuhan ay ang bagong dashboard panel. I still prefer the sporty analog tachometer and a mix of digital readouts. Sporty and handles like a standard motorcycle, yet practical for everyday use. That's the character of the Sniper. And if you want to know more about the Sniper 150, check out the link below. Last to the party is Honda. They are quite busy sa pagbenta ng scooter, that's for sure, and came as late as 2015 before launching their very own Hyper Underbone. And interesting enough is that I owned one for more than a year and I will not be biased. If you ask me, I would prefer to have the Sniper instead dahil mas comfortable yun. The Sonic 150 or the RS150R is Honda's take from this special class of motorcycles. If you look at that from afar, it seems familiar with the Raider's shape, but if you look at it carefully, it is a different motorcycle. It's a Honda, and whenever I see a Honda motorcycle design from Indonesia, I can hear their commercial narrator that goes like, "All new Honda Sonic 150 with futuristic design." And it goes like that, and it goes every time, especially with the ADV 150 and everything and all. Borrowing a detuned engine from the CBR 150R, it is powered by the reliable K56 twin cam 149cc 4-valve engine producing 15.4 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and sensible 13.5 Nm of torque as early as 6.5 thousand RPM, governed by 6 gears and weighing 111 kilograms. Yes, you heard that right. 6 gears, parang Raider R150 lang. It can do 135 kilometers per hour plus like a Raider if you have the skills and the balls. It has the same familiar handling of the Raider and also has the wrist-raping riding position due to the raised clip-ons. But unlike the Raider though, it is equipped with fuel injection or PGM FI as Honda brands its fuel injection system, and like any other Honda, it is the most fuel efficient Hyper Underbone that I have ever experienced yet. Better than the Sniper's fuel injection system and still having the same power as the Raider R150 carburetor version, but only smoother and more quiet as it purrs like a tamed lion unless revved hard, and that's when it will begin to sound like a CBR. It can do 50 plus km easily if you are driving calmly, not going beyond 5,000 RPM, and on highway it can go as low as 45 km per liter if you are going kamote mode. Yet these numbers are respectively better than the two other Hyper Underbones. Back in early 2016, nung unang nirelease ang RS150R sa Pilipinas, it was the only Hyper Underbone equipped with LED headlamp, and this was a decision factor dahil it was of better value. Most buyers did not like the old tech of the Raider carb turned to the Sniper, but did not like its bulky looks, so they chose the RS150R instead, as a new fresh face in town, and it was quite desirable and became popular quickly. But the thing is, this was Honda's first attempt to make a Hyper Underbone, and the first generation motorcycles tend to have issues before being ironed out. After the year from release, the RS150R is beginning to show a quality issue, an unsettling noise from the engine bay. It was identified as the tensioner can easily break down, and this was not isolated with the RS, but the whole platform itself, the CBR150, the CB150R, also experiencing the same issue, and it was becoming rampant. This was also known as the renowned T-virus. Honda Philippines acted slowly, and many riders are reporting this issue on a large scale. Honda again is acting slowly, and these owners are aggravated already and even brought the case to Tulfo, the guy on the phone and on the TV, to put it to attention, which was successful as it made Honda act to the case, as that is close to litigation and the brand is devalued already. The problem was fixed, and any concurring issues ay magagawa ng parahan dahil may piyesang pamalit. But nasira ang tiwala ng maraming riders and future buyers ng RS150R, and this also ruined Honda Philippines' reputation, and most buyers at that time simply choose between the Raider or Sniper instead, as its reliability was more proven and tested since then. Luckily, I did not experience that issue back then too. The RS has high hopes, but it was a low-selling product, and it looked like the end of the line na si RS150R due to its issues. Honda still wanted to give it one more shot on the Hyper Underbone market, and they tried to mirror the success of the Sniper with its comfort and power by launching the GTR 150 or Super 150. It was ironed out, resolved na ang issues, plus it was more comfortable, yet has the power of the CBR engine. Honda even marketed it as a touring sports moped to give it an off-road character, which also appealed many riders. The GTR has more character than the RS150 and was very successful, as recently they have introduced the second generation GTR 150, closing the doors for the RS. The RS was aimed to dethrone the Raider and build a new cult following. But Honda failed dahil they acted slowly, and the RS sales began to spiral down, and it was a stale product, and their scooter sales are far more better, which why they did not launch the GTR 150 or the Super 150 or the Wave 150 immediately on Philippines shores. Dahil takot sila, they do not want to risk another failed product. But thankfully, Honda Philippines is willing to try again and will launch the ironed out GTR 150 locally very soon. This is highly anticipated by many Pinoy riders, as this has a touring adventure character rather than all-out sports like the Sniper. Sadly, ginawang ukay-ukay ni Honda ang Pilipinas dahil they will initially launch the first generation ng GTR rather than the second gen. This might be that they are testing waters muna, as then again, it could fail again, but hopefully it has these high hopes, especially adventure riding is now becoming a friend. Shout out kay Benelli and SYM for making their own Hyper Underbone in attempt to penetrate this special class of motorcycles. Benelli has the RFS 150i, a 15.5 horsepower Hyper Underbone moped that has a Ital-Chinese styling, but with promising performance and handling. This is unusual for the brand to make a moped, yet alone a Hyper Underbone, pero more likely na mas mura ito kaysa sa Big Free, and with good pricing this can be a huge hit. Yes, it is created by a Chinese manufacturer, but hindi ka mahihiya dahil it's a Benelli brand. SYM's VF3i 185, Another Hyper Underbone moped. Yes, I know hindi ito kasing pogi ng Benelli, but it's a 183cc engine that can produce 17.9 horsepower. It is detuned to 15.2 horsepower in some countries like in Vietnam due to regulations, but still it can be a great choice for many riders if the price is right, and can be a great alternative from the reigning Japanese brands. For the Taiwanese company, this can be their major sale. Though both the RS150 and the VF3 are not yet available locally sa Pilipinas, but hopefully they would soon launch it. Malaki ang risk, but it can be worth it as long as the price is right. If you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more content every week. Cheerio!